Welcome to Stevie's Kitchen. Today we're doing a simple teriyaki beef over some jasmine rice. It's going to be about a 20-minute meal, something quick that'll have you ready for the whole week. Let's get started. All right, so we started with the rice. So about 2 hours ago, I just put rice in the water and just let it kind of sit and soak. I allow it to do that for at least 2 hours so it makes the rice a little bit softer whenever it's now time to actually cook it. And we're gonna cook it just like the directions say. So I got a cup of rice in here. As you can see, it's already, like I said, it's already been soaked and washed. Now I got a cup and a half of water, about a tablespoon of butter. We're gonna drop that in, a little sprinkle of salt. So we just started this up, so whenever we get the water boiling, we're gonna put the top down, reduce this heat to a slow simmer, and let it sit for 15 minutes, and then your rice will be done. So we got our garlic and our ginger that we're about to get together. Right now I'm just about to peel the skin off the ginger a little bit. I like working with fresh garlic and fresh ginger as opposed to ginger seasoning for one. This fresh ginger gives this recipe a lot better flavor. I am not a fan of pre-diced garlic. I will be 100% honest. Always keep an extra produce bag so you can use your waste. Toss it to the side. Don't have to worry about making extra trips to the garbage can, and it keeps your cooking station clean. So now we're just gonna do a nice little fine dice. Once you get all this ginger chopped down, you're looking at about a tablespoon of ginger. You can either dice it, or if you have like a garlic press, you could either actually put the ginger in the garlic press and press it through that. Using my knife skills right now. Once you get it all chopped up nice and fine, put it into our bowl. I have 4 cloves of garlic. I just like to kind of chop off the little ends before I start working with it. 4 cloves of garlic, starting our chop. And the other note about this dish is, or any dish whenever you're cooking, get all your veggies chopped first and then do your protein. Unless you just feel like going back and forth washing your cutting board. This is why I am starting on the sauce first. Get all my garlic chopped, get all my ginger chopped, and then we'll go in with a little bit of liquid aminos. Gives you that soy flavor. And then I'll add just a dash of soy, sesame seed oil, rice wine vinegar, 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Whisk, we'll heat it up and then add a little bit of cornstarch slurry to thicken it up, and we will have our teriyaki sauce ready to go for our sliced beef. Garlic's chopped. With the ginger and garlic dice, now we're gonna take a little bit of the liquid Bragg's. Get ourselves about, not quite a cup, just slightly under a cup, because then we're gonna finish our full cup out with some low sodium soy sauce. Then we're gonna take about a tablespoon of rice wine vinegar. About 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. And then we'll take a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Right in time for our rice to be done. Once we have all this ingredients together, we're just gonna take a whisk out. Whisk this all together. Not much magic's happening right now. We're still gonna put this over some heat. We're gonna make a cornstarch slurry, let it kind of simmer for a little bit to tighten it up. So now I got a 1/2 cup of water. I got some cornstarch. I'm gonna take a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons actually, of this cornstarch out, put into some cold water. I'm gonna whisk this together so there's no lumps in it. Take our pan, get our pot going. Our mixture from earlier, pour in, get all the goodness from the bottom. Kind of let this cook for 2-3 minutes. Kind of got the heat going on it right now, letting those sugars kind of dissolve in there. Wondering how you can have brown sugar and still be healthy. To be honest, it was a half a cup. Half a cup in the grand scheme of things isn't too much. It's just adding a little bit of sweetness to this dish. If you don't want to use brown sugar, you can also add in honey or agave or maple syrup. So as you can see, it's starting to simmer. So that's whenever you know it's about time to add in your cornstarch slurry, just to thicken it up. Let that simmer. Adding that slurry in is just gonna tighten the sauce all up for us. So here I have some top round steak. Looks in a little different packaging. I like to order a cow. G Farms, it's a cow, or it's a farm that I order from. So that's why it looks like this, fresh grass-finished, grass-fed and grass-finished beef. So I'm just gonna cut this up into little strips. Safety first. Gloves go on. Cut down the middle because there's this little thin layer of excess fat that, let's be honest, it's not really appealing and it doesn't cook easy. So we're just gonna get rid of that. So now that we got this steak out, cut it on a little bias, nice little strips. Last little bit, we're gonna get about a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. And we're gonna massage this into the beef. This cornstarch serves two purposes. One, it's gonna allow the teriyaki sauce to adhere to the beef a little bit better. And then also when it's cooking the beef, it's gonna allow it to get a nice little sear on it. Sometimes for me, when it comes to my meal prep, I have no shame. I'll get some frozen vegetables. One, sometimes I don't use all of my fresh veggies, so I feel like I end up using a lot of waste. But another reason is frozen veggies are usually flash frozen when they're most beneficial, most nutrients that are in them. So even though they're frozen, they're actually still pretty healthy for you. So this one, just cooking like the direction says, 5 minutes in the microwave, and then we'll take them out and get a rough chop on them to incorporate them into our meal. We're gonna get this beef going. We're gonna throw down a tablespoon of butter. It's another thing that you'll notice about me whenever you watch, I don't cook with a lot of oils. I am a grass-fed, grass-finished butter, beef tallow. That's kind of what I cook with. Better for the body, easier for it to break down. Cooking your food and all these seed oils actually isn't that good for you, so don't let them lie to you. Grass-fed, grass-finished, real butter is a lot easier on your body. So we're just letting this butter get nice and hot because we want this pan really hot before we put this beef in. So I have 2 different bowls. Of course, this is my uncooked beef, and then I'm gonna have a bowl for my cooked beef because I'm cooking in batches because I want these to lay out flat so I can get a good sear on all the beef. And I'll put it in here, and then once it's all cooked, I'm gonna toss back in here, and then we'll bring in the teriyaki sauce to bring it all together. So when you soak the rice and then boil it, see how much fluffier your rice gets. It's not that hard, gritty rice whenever you just straight cook it. So now that the broccoli is done in the microwave for 5 minutes, I waited for it to cool down a little bit, and I'm just taking some of these bigger pieces that you see, like, just like with the beef, I want more of a good, easier bite. So I'm just gonna do a little rough chop and kind of chop some of these down a little bit. So now that we have the beef finished, we're gonna add it all back into this same pan. And then we're gonna add a little bit of our teriyaki sauce. Just going, give a little toss on it. Once we got that beef nice and evenly coated, we'll take that broccoli that we had just chopped up, toss that in, give everything a good little mix. Got all that beef in there coated. It took on all of that teriyaki sauce. Add in the broccoli, one pot, ready to go. So now, got my dishes out. So we're just gonna, using my half cups, measuring cup to get my rice out. So now that we got our rice in there, we're gonna take our broccoli and beef, drop it in. All said and done, get you a little bit of rice, a little bit of broccoli, a little bit of beef, big piece. I can deal with this, I'll wait.
Jump.